Okay, it says we're live. So hello, how are we? I'm knocking stuff over. Hopefully we are having a good day. I've already had some writing ideas, and I've written about 1,200 words. So not bad for me. I'm enjoying the like, oh, I have an idea. Let's fix this up. So yeah, so I have my file that I've been working on already this morning open, and I do have an additional file open for what I had originally planned to be working on today, because of course they were not the same thing. But yeah, so in terms of noise potential for the stream, they still have to put the shutters and the screens back on our windows. The shutters are currently drying while they're at lunch. So there may be a time where I'm like, oh, we need to go to a sprint, like right now. So hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Also, because I have the windows open, I have my overhead light off, and the lighting may change slightly because of natural light. But yeah, so in case you were wondering what my new windows look like, they're very clean. I'm going to move you for a second. So, excusez-moi. Here's view out the window. There's my little willow tree, but it's all open. And so I have a nice big open window pane to admire the sky and the trees from. Okay, so so that is what my current view looks like behind my computer. So yeah, also an exciting package came, so we'll talk about that. But hello, how are we? Are we enjoying Friday? I hope we're enjoying Friday. Kara says, you were also watching a presentation from Freewrite about creating flash fiction, which is something that you do a lot. So in terms of flash fiction, I really have enjoyed in the past the streams that Chandra and Natalia, Natalia, I just blanked on their names. Chandra Arthur is one of them. And Chandra has a new book coming out from Imitable Books. Okay, so from the lives, she's done it. Yeah, Natalie, there we go. Okay, I had it right. I was like, wait a second. I was doubting my brain. But yeah, so Chandra and Natalie have a book out that are that's essentially like flash fiction prompts. It's like 1,000 prompts to get you started. It's great. And also Chandra's new book comes out in March. So yay. Exciting things. All of things. Because Becca's book is coming out. Kate Kavanaugh is going to have a book out. Chandra is going to have a book out. So Inimitable Books, Zara Hoffman's publishing company, doing good things for this year and next. It's going to be exciting. Okay. I need to put the poll picture up so that we know what we're doing, right? Today's the 19th. I need to not slouch. Not slouch. No. Share screen, because the next comment is about the poll. So, which would your main character want as a reward? Would they want a book? Books? Would they want a cafe date? Would they want a shopping spree? Or would they want sweet treats or food as a reward? Would they want a nap or quiet time? Would they want an outdoor adventure? What would your main character choose? Because I absolutely know which one I would choose. but my main character would probably choose for this story either like a really nice restaurant date, so like food, or maybe a picnic of some kind. So kind of basic there, but yeah. So Stacy says, I want the books, but my main character would want to be outdoors. Gotcha. Kate says, I'm so happy it's Friday. I can finally get some writing done. Missed you guys. We missed you too, and I'm glad that you finally have the opportunity to get some writing done. Very nice. Looks great. Thank you. In terms of the windows, yes. And so the house is going to be blue, 2 different shades of blue, a light blue and a dark blue. So I'm looking forward to it being done. Looking forward to it being done. And the deck, the contractor who would normally be doing that is currently on another large landscape job, so won't be able to get to the deck for a while, but it will get done. So then I can stop worrying about it being starting to rot. Today we have our little dancing skeletons on because we are potentially killing off a character today. That was the plan for today. So, you know, I mean, it's not like a big character, but like I still occasionally like to break out the skeletons. Okay, what else? Okay, so package arrived yesterday. I did like peek, but let's get this to where I'm not gonna drop it. So I ordered 5 things, 2 of which were the memo pads from Archer and Olive. This was the older one. It's the Forest Findings memo pad. So it has a ginkgo leaf on it. Little cute little memo pad. So it does not do the full width of a B5, in case you're curious. But so if you were going to use this as like correction spare pages, but it does fit most of the way across an A5. So bear that in mind. So I have the ginkgo. Then I did get the Halloween one, which is the Luna Moth in hollow. Hollow, silver hollow. Let's see, can we catch the rainbow on there? I don't know. It's hard to see. It is hollow, so it does have that rainbow effect. Maybe, yeah, a little bit there. You can see mostly the blues and the purples from camera angle. But again, same size, just black and silver or green and gold. So I've got those. Exciting. Because I am planning to use this for like correctional, like if I stuff up a title and I need some paper that's the same sort of quality. Then I did get the stamp set. Look how pretty. And this is the holographic foiling. You can see the rainbow shift there a little bit. I'm very tempted just to keep the packaging for scrapbooking purposes because the packaging for this Halloween release is gorgeous. Okay, here are there we go. The stamps. So we have some bats and some stars. We have the snake, moon phases, mushroom, tarot card border, key. That's the Luna Moth. I think this is the Death Head Moth. Maybe. I don't think it is. I think it's some other kind of moth, but it's a moth. The moon, of course, more stars and more border things. This one I think is supposed to be cobwebs with a little bat. but it's very cute. I like it. So I think I will use a good bit of those sort of on the regular for my journaling. So I'm kind of excited about that. But again, the packaging is also gorgeous. I love this style of cloud. It's been one of my favorite things. And I always, when I'm trying to draw it for myself, I'm like, it doesn't look right. Why? I did get the tea/coffee mug. So this one, the foiling on it is gold. So not holographic, but gold. And I think this might be more of like a display cup than a everyday use cup for me, just because it's so daggone pretty. But on the other hand, it would be nice for a mug of tea. I'm going to try not to wrestle the plastic quite so much at you. So we have the, okay, so we're going to get some glare from the, I don't know how to fix that. We do have the sun and moon on the bottom. Gold, it's gold, gilded. So this does not go in the microwave and probably should not go in the dishwasher. Just, hand wash. But we have some mushrooms. We have the moon phases all along the bottom here, this section. We have that secondary moth, not sure which kind it is. Some more mushrooms and moon and stars. More mushrooms. Then we have the Luna moth. Nope. Maybe they are Luna. Well, okay. So we've got this, the long-tailed Luna moth. And then we've got whatever this other kind of moth is. It's also got the really big antenna. But it's super cute. And I wish I could. There, okay. Maybe right there. If I can catch the light without. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how in real time to show this off without catching the glare from the window. So there's the handle shape in case you're curious. There's the moth. So it's very pretty. And I'm very excited to have it. When I saw the teaser, this was like the first thing that they teased, and I was like, must have. So I did get that. But again, I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be mostly decorative or if I will put it to use on the daily. And then I got one journal. I limited myself to one because I already have way too many journals. So I got another B5. And again, this is the silver hollow packaging. Yeah. See if I can get this out without crushing the box. So I got the coiled key, the snake design. Got a little bit of a sticker on the back. So the embossing there you can see is more visible in the light. When you sort of hold it as is, it's not as visible, but when it catches the light, you have all those little impressions that are just really pretty. It does have the deckled edges rather than the smooth cut, but it's very pretty. Very pretty. Sort of feels like the paper makes it feel like the deckled edge, I should say, makes it feel like the kind of cotton paper that used to be made for sketchbooks that some of my art friends like really, really loved. They're like, oh, the cotton paper. It's so nice. And you can tell it's real cotton paper by the way it tears. Anyway, I don't think it's actually cotton paper, but I do think that some of my artist friends would really love it. So yeah, so that's what I got the B5 in that. So now I have more options to choose from for my everyday journal next year. So at some point, we're going to have a real, like, spread them all out, look and consider and figure out what I want to use for next year, because they're gorgeous, all of them. So Sir Thinks Too Much says your current work in progress main character would go for the cafe book date. He misses being an urbanite. Gotcha. Okay. The mug is so pretty. It is. It's very pretty. You love the mug. You've been bringing out all of your fall mugs. I think at this point, I think all of our mugs are generally just like out all year long. We have 2 that are specifically Christmas mugs, but they live out in the open and they still get used on the regular. So they've got penguins on them, penguins and snow and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, I used to have some pretty fall mugs, and I think I broke one, and then I think I decluttered 2 of the others because I didn't use them all the time. So yeah, maybe I need more. But I tend to go for like the ginormous, like more than 16-ounce cups. So they're probably like 20 to 22-ounce mugs. So yeah, that's generally the size I go for. Whereas the other, like, so we have quite a few mugs that are that size, and then we have quite a few that are like standard coffee mug, somewhere between 6 and 8 ounces as a normal coffee cup should be. We've gotten a couple more of those in the recent, like in the past 2 years. But I don't know if the parents will be willing to declutter those in favor of giant, pumpkin mugs or fall mugs. So we'll have to see if we can convince them. But yeah. Okay. And keeping with sort of the fall theme, our first doggo for the day has a little sweater on, which is very cute. We have Banjo. He wore his best sleeveless turtleneck sweater and a gold chain to see you. Hopes he has made a good first impression. 12 out of 10, of course Banjo did. So here is Banjo. And Banjo's little sleeveless turtleneck. Very cute. Very cute. Would absolutely take him on a little date. Friday's dog is Hercules. He just moved his queen, we're talking about chess, to b5, leaving your king with no escape. Would tell you it's over, but wants to watch you slowly realize it yourself. So Hercules is a very cunning dog and knows how to play chess. But also, how fun is that dog-sized chess set? And I wonder if that's in a park somewhere. And if so, what park? Can we go visit? Can we meet Hercules if we go there? Anyway, we do not want to start stalking the doggos, but very cute. Okay, so we've got that. Now we need the regular oracle card for the day, and then we need to write. What are you going to be writing today? Because I've done a little bit of writing. I've done the 1,200 words in my fun story. They're all fun, but the one I'm sort of jokingly calling my fun story. And then, so I want to get close to 2K in the sort of one that is my work for this month, this project. So I'd like to get, again, somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 for that particular project for today. So yeah. 14. We have number 14 for today. Also, don't forget, Sunday is the new moon in Virgo. Monday is the equinox. the autumnal equinox. So we are getting closer to the actual first day of fall here. So yay. Another reason to break out all the spooky things, right? Okay, so we have the chameleon today, and act as if is the main message. The chameleon wants you. Let me restart that. The chameleon shares her gift with you today to prepare you for changes that will greatly benefit you. Outer conditions are changing, and you are required to come into harmony with them so that you can co-create your greatest dream. Feeling sensitive? Good, because that will come in handy, enabling you to determine how best to adapt your environment and the people in it, while at the same time maintaining your integrity and inner equilibrium. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, the chameleon spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in and learn the lay of the land, adapting as necessary. This is a fortunate time to, quote, act as if, end quote, and, quote, do as others do, end quote, until the new ways feel familiar and completely natural. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Adapting is not about losing yourself. It's about learning how to dance with others. So that is a very good message. Adaptability is good. Flexibility, good. As long as you keep your core integrity intact. Okay, our contractor just knocked on the door. Give me just a moment. Okay. Dad is with the contractor, so that can be dealt with and we can continue. Excellent. Yay. All right. Sorry for the chaos. It's Friday. A little bit of chaos is normal, right? Sometimes we are the ones creating the chaos, though. And in that case, that feels a little bit, maybe more good than other people creating the chaos. I don't know. Of course, the painters are back and the contractor parked in the driveway, so fun. Anyway, I can see it all happening out the window because my curtains are open. Okay, Kara has given us a link to a flash fiction contest. Ooh, how fun! Is there a prize? Should we click through and see what it is? Yes. The answer is always yes, right? Especially on a Friday where we are chaotic. Okay, so this flash fiction contest. Submit your story for the Free Write 500. Submit your 500-word story here. Entries that do not follow the guidelines will not be considered for the grand prize. So there is a prize. Please read all terms and conditions before submitting. Here's the terms and conditions link. And then, oh, so you can just paste it in there. Interesting. Okay. Hopefully formatting does not matter as much then, because Google Forms do not have great formatting. Anyway, so yeah, so we can read the terms and conditions and read a little bit more about that. If you are interested in submitting a 500-word flash fiction. Kate says, work in progress. You are on chapter 29 and 400s. You get the 10 of Swords today, which is how you've been feeling. So the 10 of Swords is, the 10s are always sort of like the overwhelming, right? If I'm remembering correctly. 10 of Staves specifically, but 10 of Swords can also, let's check it out. What does it say? What does it say? View. Where's my navigation pane? Down to the swords and number 10. So defeat, grief, disruption, sadness, possibly some gossip going on out of spite. It's a card of overkill and ruin. So could indicate crimes of passion, vicious personal attacks, gossip, or backstabbing. Ooh, that is not a fun card. But it is a card that indicates that your spirit is free to let go. You can leave the scene of the crime of passion, move on to a higher plane now that the backstabbers have been revealed, hopefully. Oof. Yikes. Oh, 400 words is what you're trying to get for the chapter. Gotcha. Understood. Okay. Gotcha. Amanda says, hello. Welcome. Kara says to Kate, if I feel you on the 10 of swords, yours is a little more the 10 of the wands, which is just like the pure overwhelm and overburdened and too many things to carry. But there's been a lot of 10 of swords energy this year. Yeah. Okay. So 10 of wands or staves is that being overwhelmed and overburdened. 10 of swords is the card of sort of overkill, ruined, backstabbers. What's the 10 of cups? Is that over? Okay, 10 of cups is like overwhelming joy and peacefulness. 10 of pentacles, I think, is extended family. Yeah, family life. Multiple generations. Interesting. Okay. So, I hate that we are 10 of wands and 10 of swords. But hopefully, as the notes say, maybe now that the backstabbers and gossipers have been revealed, we can maybe do something about it. Potentially. There's been a lot of 10 of swords energy. Yeah, well, yeah, if you think about the politics, that's definitely kind of on the money there too. Stacy says, I just took a quick nap. Ooh, and that felt really good. Although you think you squashed your hands. Did you sleep all curled up with T-Rex hands? I definitely am a T-Rex sleeper, and my preference anyway is T-Rex hands. Well, one here, one here. I like to vogue, I guess. That is a vogue pose, right? One of the anyway. Ooh, you drew Temperance earlier. Temperance is that card that calls for balance. One of the cards that calls for balance. There's so many. Okay, we're going to do that because I recognize that bot. Okay. Again, the view. Temperance is number 14. Moderation, restraint, so balance in life of some. Could be dealing with the economy, moderation, frugality, management of things. Typically with the the Rider-Waite deck, it usually depicts Michael, Archangel of Healing, hinting at balance and moderation. Anyway, so yeah, moderation. Okay. Restraint. I mean, I guess it's middle of the month. You don't want to go too heavy with like the paychecks and buying all the things that we would like to buy. right? All the books. We can't buy all the books because we would need to buy more bookshelves and then buy a new house to fit all the new bookshelves. And yeah, so we can't do that. Kate says yes. It's not a fun card, but yes, you need to move on from it. And yes, they have been revealed. Oh, good. I'm glad that the backstabbers and gossipers have been revealed, so you know that you do not have. Okay, interesting. Okay, I did put hide for that bot. Did it not work? Thanks, Kat, for doubling down with us on the bot. Smashing the bots. It's been a while since we had a bot, so thanks. Also, Kat says, "Heyo, hello, welcome. What are you up to today? What chaos are you creating?" Yes, yeah, that was somehow they always find our channel. They probably find every channel, honestly. And the 21st has some energy on it as well. Yes. Yes, yes. You do want a new bookshelf. Hubby is not against it, but we don't have a place to put it. Right, yeah. Which, that's you need more books, but then you need more bookshelves, but then you need more room for the bookshelves, so you need a new house. That's the logical progression. I did kind of laugh because I saw one of the booktubers who already had like a full 2-wall situation. What's his name? Jack. And so he had like a whole part of a wall, a corner shelf, and then another wall that were bookcases that he gotten from IKEA. And so he wanted more shelf space, and he had vertical shelf space above the bookshelves. And so he got another essentially shelf unit to go up top. And I just kind of was laughing because that's once you fill it up, and if you don't want to do double layers on a shelf, then you have to put it on top or under if there's space under. But there's no, on mine I don't have space under. I do have a little bit of space right here in this pocket that either needs to be decorated or have books. But my wire bookshelf, it's a shelving unit that just happens to have books all over it. I have 2 shelves that it's double deep. I have 1 shelf of yarn. Actually, let's just show you. It's messy, so no judgment. This is a judgment-free zone. There's my reference books, yarn, printer, and more reference, and then TBR in front. Some of the TBR, not all of. But yeah, so. Not sure how you got through because you were also timing it out. Same thing as I clicked hide them and then another message went through. So I don't know. But also reported for spam. Okay. Again. Spam report. Hide user on my channel. Already did, but okay. Yeah. I don't know. Your puppy wrangling today. Ooh, you babysit the dog sometimes during the day. He doesn't understand. He needs to be gentle with my cats. Your cats may let him know once they get fed up enough. But yeah, until you have that, until the cat decides they've had enough, yeah, you may want to keep an eye. But eventually the cats will let the dog know. Again, what is up with this? I wonder if they're doing like different space. I don't understand how they get through when maybe there's like hidden spacing or something. I don't know. Whatever. Thank y'all for assisting with bopping the bots. But yeah, this is the first one you've seen on authortube in a while, maybe even years, but barely doubling. Yeah, but that does make sense. So if y'all can help all the other streamers too, because generally if you see one, they're kind of all over the place again. So thank y'all for being on the spot to help. You saw the video that I was talking about. Yeah, he took the doors off the cabinet as well. Yeah, because he had two that he thought he wanted to hide stuff away in, but wound up just putting more books in there. So he just took the. But I thought it was a really good idea for him to get extra shelving and pins so that he could adjust the size of the shelf to what he wanted. You see mine, I just sort of stack them because these are not movable shelves. These are firmly in there, made with a channel, made with a router bit so that it slides in. So it's slightly more stable than it is more stable than doing like the pins and a shelf resting on top. So it's more stable than that. But so it can carry a little bit more weight generally. But yeah, we just have a lot. Of books. That's okay. The guy who lived in this house before us imbibed in beer and whiskey, tobacco, and convinced himself that he was a master craftsman. He made several badly designed built-in shelves. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm always on the fence about, like, I see places that have built-ins, and I'm like, ooh, those are pretty, or those don't really seem to fit the room. But I also am very much aware that I like to have the wall space to put up books. So, yeah, to put up my bookshelves. Okay, now your comments aren't going through. Okay, let me check the live chat. Is it there? Okay, I can see your comments on the live chat. I do not see them in the top chat. Let me swap back and see if it's there. Yeah. Okay. For whatever reason, it needed a refresh. Who knows? You also went to their channel and reported it there as well. Ooh, there's an idea. Hadn't done that before. So you're good at bopping bots. Excellent. You do have built-in shelves in your office and you like those, but they don't always work for you. Yeah, because with built-ins, you can't move them around. Whereas these, if I empty them out, then I can move them and rearrange them however. So if I decide I want to, if I want to rearrange, I can. So you're on Twitch mostly, so you bot batch all day long or on the daily. Gotcha. It sucks. I'm glad that you were here to do that. Stacy says that's a great idea in terms of like going to their channel and reporting it there. Yes, I like it. Okay, we've got the doggos. I've shown you the Archer and Olive. Did I put those back in? No, I didn't. So I need to put those back in their boxes right now. So I've shown you the Archer and Olive. I've already done my initial bullet journal stuff this morning because I was like getting stuff done today. So yeah, so I think we're ready to go. I think we are ready to do the things. Okay, and I have scrolled down in my videos to where we can see the spooky season timers. So we can do the teapots, the spooky season teapots, or we could do the ghost dog or the bats? What are y'all feeling like in terms of spooky season? Do you have a particular spooky season timer that you would like to use? And I need to make more because we're coming up on spooky season. And I feel like we should have some new timers this year. Leslie says, bat. Okay, let's start off with the 25-minute bat then, because I think it's cute. Make it big. Okay, and in case you want to, again, use this on your own, here is the bat timer. Don't forget to give it a like, so we know that we all like our farting bat timer. Stacy says, I do love me some purple teapot. I know it's not spooky though. True. But maybe I should make you a purple spooky teapot. We'll have to see what I can find for that. Okay. You don't have the energy to be on multiple channels. You'd like to switch just being on Odyssey because it's not like you'll ever be monetized on YouTube, but there are reasons you need a presence here too. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Wanting to limit, because I just saw another author talking about how they felt like they were spending more time doing content for Twitch and X and Twitter and TikTok, X, and Instagram and YouTube and all these other things. So they felt like they were doing more on that than they were on writing. And if they were intent on keeping their deadlines and putting books out the way that they wanted to, they were going to have to pull back on the social media side of things. And I get that, because there's this sort of pressure to be on all of the social medias, but then that becomes, the majority of your job, feels like sometimes, and that's, as writers, not what we should be doing. But anyway, let's go ahead and do this. So this one is a silent timer except for the end where the bat farts. So again, in 25 minutes, be ready to blame your partner, your pets, your children, anybody but you, and nobody but you and the bat will know who did it. So 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm.
Recoger, juntar las... ¿Ah? No, sí, por eso todo lo fácil, pero no sé, esta pintura de al último. Pero si yo estaba aquí, digo, tú hubieras hecho esto, porque tú hubieras puesto a hacer esto. Ya se hubieran acabado, ya no hubiera nada.
Okay. This may be a short break because they came back to my window with 19 seconds left on the timer. So this may be a short break. I'm not entirely sure. They may be checking all the windows. Yeah, they're coming back with screens. Okay. I don't know how loud nor how long this process is going to take. So forgive me if we'll see. Anyway, happy Talk Like a Pirate Day, CB says. So yeah. Our Talk Like a Pirate Day as well. Pirate. Also, Maggie, hello, welcome. Welcome. Andy also says R. Kat worked on some stuff in Procreate. Nice. I really want to learn how to use Procreate, but since I don't have an iPad, it's kind of like a meh. I do have an iPhone, and I've got like the Pocket Procreate, but it's not the same. And also, the pencils don't like. You're not really supposed to use the pencils for this kind of screen. I asked about it multiple times, and they're like, no, not yet. It's like, okay, fine. So that's one of the things that's sort of like on my list of like, I would like to get an iPad and a pencil and like play. So, because I've seen people do amazing things with Procreate, and I'm like, this looks like it'd be so much fun. I hope you're having fun with it. So yeah, that's sort of like one of the things that I would like to play with. But also, speaking of Talk Like Pirate Day, we had, I think there was like Pirates versus Ninja Day. Is that also a thing, or is that just something that my campus made up? There's not an official single official Pirates versus Ninja Day. Okay. Anyway, I don't know if it was Talk Like a Pirate Day or some other day, but my school, my UGA, when I was going, had a Pirates versus Ninjas Day, and some kid was still dressed as a ninja, had his like the fake katanas on his back, or like whichever knives, and the campus police were on campus and in the dining hall, saw him, thought they were real, and tackled him. Anyway, so just the things that go on in college campuses are just like fun and chaotic. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't realize I had apparently unmuted when I came back and turned my camera back on. I went and like just took a look at the front of the house with everything, with the shutters back up and the paint and all that. Looks great. It's not exactly the same colors we had on the last house, but it still looks really good. I really like them. Anyway, so I also went to make sure that I didn't need to do anything for like setting out water and ice and all that kind of stuff. So I was unmuted. Y'all will have to tell me, do you like it when you have the typing noises or not? I mean, so some days I'm like I can go all in and type, and then but some days it's like more start and stop. So yeah, just let me know if you want to know the typing noises, and I can leave myself unmuted unless they're like right outside my window, but they're already done with the screens on my window, so yay. Excellent. Okay. You limit your own videos to twice a month at this point. You've been guesting on Jared Kaufman's Wednesday stream, which is fun. And here's some lo-fi music to listen to while writing if it helps. The cat reminds you of one that y'all had in the 1980s. He was called Chessie. Oh, so cute. Amanda says we were good in terms of like the muting and the sound. Andy was disappointed that I muted because the guys were talking outside the window. You were hoping for some insights into the life of Dawdles. Yeah, no, it's just we've been having the house painted and worked on, and they're knocking on the door. I think I can hear Dad going. Yes. Okay, we're gonna sit still. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna have to move things because I think I heard him say something about painting the windows inside, and I don't know if that's the ones that were scuffed when they put the new windows in, because there were a couple of windows, the like bracings that were scuffed when we put the new windows in. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, trying to figure out all these things. Anyway, Andy was like, maybe the Dawdler is like a spy, hiding in plain sight. No one would ever expect her. Ever. It's genius. Man, it was like, that's why she asked for the poll questions. Top secret intel. And he's like, I'm sure I'm sure it is. They're to get intel on us. She's luring us into the web. Yes, I am. I am planning to know for today's poll specifically, planning to know how many of you are going out and will be at a store or restaurant, so my main character could rob you, or who's going to be in an outdoor location, to facilitate disappearing into the unknown, or somebody who is sleeping at home vulnerable for home invasions. Did I mention that my main character is a semi-reformed bad guy? And he's like, I love it. The sneakiness to squeeze the intel out of the unsuspecting. Kara is letting us know that Jody is also streaming today. So stream hoppers, make sure you support AuthorTube. Scatter the likes and the subscribes and all the goodness. CB got here. Hello. Welcome. CB's going to make dinner, but also let us know that it was Talk Like a Pirate Day. Andy says we are getting stuff done today. We are indeed, and I have skeletons. Skeletons go along with pirates, right? Right? That was not the reason I wore the skeletons today, but Sir Thinks Too Much says, well then I should work on my pirate whip this next sprint. Yes, that could be very fun. Does anyone know what people use to make lo-fi work music videos? I think a lot of them use copyright-free music from Epidemic Sound, maybe, is my guess. Or like they pay for the license for it. Yeah, I think some service like that, probably like Epidemic Sound, or because I'm sure most of those channels are not making the music themselves. If it was somebody who had a channel based on music production, then that would be an entirely different story, because I feel like that could be their own. But generally the ones that are just lo-fi music, I think, are just paying for the license. You never remember Talk Like a Pirate Day until somebody mentions it. Yeah. Kat says, I'm working on some emotes for your Twitch channel in Procreate. Gotcha. As well as so that you can put them in your Discord. Nice. Andy says, I gave up on being graphic artist creative. Totally not within your abilities. I can just about do stick figures. I have not. What's my most recent thing? I think my most recent thing was the Bob Ross attempt. And I've done a couple of like sketchbook thingies, but not anything full blown in a while. I guess before the Bob Ross, the Aurora thing that's in the background, kind of hidden, was the most recent like big project. and I don't like the pine trees in it, so I covered it up with my swamp picture, my bayou swamp picture, which I really like. I like my bayou picture. Anyway, but yeah, I haven't done anything like truly in a while, and I should probably do a little bit more because I've got all the art supplies. I need to do more. Anyway, Sir Thinks Too Much says, I got an iPad solely for using Procreate. It has supplemented using your sketchbook for years now. Nice. What kind of iPad do you recommend for Procreate? If we are specifically going to do art with Procreate, digital art, which kind of an iPad do you recommend? / how much memory space are we talking about? Because that's the other thing, is like, how much memory do you want to start with? Because you kind of have to know that when you're going in. Because if you buy one that has too little storage, then you're forever like trying to offload images and stuff. CB says, still making dinner. I don't draw. I'm a musician. But hey, that's still art. Kara says, the typing sound fades into the background for me. It does not bother me. Amanda says, I like the typing, but I'm okay either way. Gotcha. Mom Maggie says, sometimes I like the clickies and I have a clicky keyboard. Other days it triggers the tism. Gotcha. C. Wright says, I could try it for one sprint and see. Okay. Stace says, I don't mind typing sounds. It's much better than music. Gotcha. Okay. Kara says, I'm journaling. So we'll try the typing sounds this next sprint as well. And y'all can tell me if you love it or hate it today. And then we can try it again some other time. Because sometimes I do forget to put the mute back on. Kara is journaling. You drew a card from the Inner Effing Peace deck. It says, acceptance, better watch out. I'm coming for it next, which honestly sounds a little threatening. Yeah, just a little. You've tried to embrace acceptance instead of hunt it down. Yeah, hunting down acceptance seems like not quite acceptance. Seems like a little bit of a disconnect there. Amanda says, sometimes when I'm writing on my own, you'll find ASMR videos of typing ambiance to listen to. Your favorite is a crackling fireplace with pen on paper. Ooh, okay. See, one of the things that drives me batty, though, because we're using the bat timer today, is the sound of static. And I find that in a lot of the lo-fi and ambience, there's static. And that will absolutely drive me up the wall. I have several songs that I'm like, I love this song, but the recording that they used had static in it, and I cannot listen to it all the way through because I'm like, I love this, and I'm trying so hard to bear with the static, but I just I eventually have to move on to a different song before it's before it makes me just like want to scratch my brain out. It's just like bleh. So static is one of my triggers. And I cannot deal with static. So it's like, I understand if it's an older recording and there is static in there because the degradation of like the vinyl or the LP or whatever. I understand that. And those I find more acceptable. But the intentional inclusion of static sounds just does not work for me. So if I can find one that has the crackling of fire but no static, so you'll have to let me know if the one that you like the best has static or not. If it doesn't, I want it. If it does, I'll skip it. Oh, no copyright sounds channel here. So this is an option for where some people could be getting their lo-fi music from. Eva is here. It says, hiya, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. All this talk of pirates reminds you that our Ren Fair is coming up and you still don't know if your costume fits. Well, you could try it on if you want. I don't know if you want to do that right now, but you could. Skeletons absolutely go with pirates. Especially Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Eva says, you're not sure about the music for Lo-Fi. You do know Charlie makes some. Yes, so they know how. Yes, Charlie Dorset, yes. Unsure where the best platform to ask them would be. Probably the Discord. Probably the Discord. Yeah. I don't know if they're active on Instagram, but that's where, yeah, they're also on Instagram, yes. Remember they made Lo-Fi, the others were using with timers that yeah. Yep. Kara says, I'm a graphic design school dropout. Literally, you can cobble things together, but you never claim your work is professional quality. It will do in a pinch. Hey, sometimes that's all you need. Mama Maggie says, your music and background sound choices depends on your work in progress and mood. You are a method writer, and you make an environmental plan for each work in progress. Sound, smells, snacks, dreams, locations, decorations. Wow. It's a lot. But that would definitely help you immerse yourself in the story, I think. Same as Maggie. Some days it's great, other days it's the most annoying sound in the world. Eva wants to know if Mom Maggie was the one putting together the mug swap. Mug swap? Question mark. You have a 7th generation iPad, 32 gigs. You've offloaded some pieces, but you use the iPad for things other than drawing as well. Okay. Okay. That's not a bad size. So not the highest end oodles and oodles of space, but also not the super basic version. So Eva says, for me, some of the lo-fi feels like slowed down music. And that really when it slows down, it hurts your earballs. Your earballs. Love it. Also, Procreate does take a time-lapse video of your art. Yes, which is nice because then you can have that. But it can eat up space, so that can be turned off, which is a nice option. Jenna is the one organizing the mug swap. Okay. You'll try to find it. Not sure how to share it, though. Do you have? I don't know that you do. Okay. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Oh, I can't remember if the voting for your baby, was it once a day or just once? I can't remember. For the baby of the year thing. Your pirate map was hidden in the kid's backpack this year. Oh, so sneaky. And they X-marked the spot on our back deck on a window ledge, and the pirates left a treasure pile of 4 gold $1 coins. Oh, fun. That's your Pirate Day tradition. The kids think it's an actual holiday. Nice. So fun. So fun. Love it. Okay. But I have been chatting for a lot. Funky, hello. Funky, I really hope you have your faded pirate mug today because CB let us know that it is Talk Like a Pirate Day. So please let us know that the pirate mug is in hand or on desk or on the coffee pot. Receiving coffee. I don't know if that's a thing that many people do, is just like stick their mug under the coffee machine. I don't know. Anyway, once a day. Okay, great. And I gave you a wrench, so you should be able to share the link now if you would like. Well, by George, I must use that mug today. Exactly. Exactly. All right. We did the 25-minute farting bat timer. Now we need to do the ghost doggo because it's a 30-minute one, right? Scroll, scroll, scroll. Let's do our 30-minute ghost dog. and share. Don't forget, the second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote, now is your chance to do so. And let's get started. So 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. I'm now onto my water. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is, if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes with our cute little ghost dog. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. There is that. I did really well, both last sprint and this sprint. I'm at 1,777. So I'm at 1777 for this session, which is great. That's nearing the 2K that I really would prefer to be at. So I think with an additional sprint, we should be good in terms of my word count. How are you doing? Hopefully we are nearing your goal as well, at least for my session. Also, the guys, you saw me disappear just like where there was like 2.5 minutes left. The guys have finished painting and putting everything back in place. They left us with the partial can of the paint for the shutters and doors, the darker trim. So got that. So that will need to go in the garage. Along with a lot of other things that are already in there, but so yeah, so they are done. And they said they put the little bat screen back up. I'll have to double check that, but because we had one of the little air vents for the attic space, but it has little lever spaces. In fact, I can kind of turn it around and maybe you can see the one on the neighbor's house. So I'm gonna move you, but Oh, no, you can't see it. It's too tiny of a detail. Anyway, there's a circular window. It has slats. It does have like mesh behind it, but anyway, a couple of years ago we had bats that were trying to roost there. So one day while they were out, I had to go up on a ladder, which was definitely not my favorite thing in the world, and put some mesh chicken wire up there. So they took it down, and apparently there were wasps up there, so they sprayed for that. But they took the chicken wire down to paint the circular thing, get a fresh new, clean it and paint it. And then they put the mesh back up today. So yay. No more bats. I really do not want to have to like chase bats out of the attic. So yeah. Anyway, we were discussing what is an acceptable mug for Talk Like a Pirate Day, because Funky has a faded pirate mug. Sir Thinks Too Much says, I do not have a pirate mug, but I do have one shaped like a kraken. So I think that is absolutely acceptable. Here is Amanda's self-promo. Vote for Amanda's baby for Baby of the Year, so that hopefully Amanda's family can win the $25,000 prize that will help towards everything. Diapers, medical costs, daycare, all the things. Trust fund. No, I'm kidding. I don't think it'll last that long, but it'd be very helpful. So make sure you vote for the baby. It's also a very, very adorable baby. So absolutely cute. Let's see. Kara says, too bad Monique isn't here today. You made a special post with a link to pre-order her book. So here is that for My Ex's Vampire. CB says, I almost bought a mug that was shaped like a bat, but you resisted. Mama Maggie says, I have a mug that looks like mermaid scales with a mermaid tail handle, which sounds like it also is suited for a pirate day. Amanda says, your closest is a mug with the Disney princesses on it, which technically does show a mermaid, but she's in human form, so a little bit of wiggle room there. CB says, I'm glad I resisted the bat mug. You have a cupboard full of mugs. You have a Super Mario one and several Marvel ones and an Eeyore one. Very nice. Amanda also has a mug from the aquarium, which could do. Yeah, absolutely. You drew the 7 of Swords. We've been having swords lately. A lot of swords in our tarot pulls. So apparently we are somewhere in the communication and intellect realm that needs to be addressed for multiple of us. So, I mean, communication is always a thing because we're writers and we are writing, which is communication. So, you know. Here's the emote I doodled, shared on Patreon. Should be free to view. Okay, let's take a look. Share screen. Cat cake. Your mom named it. Cute. Very cute. I like the little blip. Right there. The little blip. Very cute. I like it. Kate says, I went and looked at buildings with your coworker since both you and since both of you want to have a business together. Ooh, planning for the future, are we? But you just sat down and got some idea writing. Nice, 104 words. Excellent. Excellent. Funky got some work stuff done. Always good, especially if you're on the clock. Kate, here is Kate's blog, imagineandwrit.blogspot.com. Amanda says it would replenish the savings we blew through to buy this house and pay for the current debt. There you go. Set you and baby up for debt free, which would be nice. Mom Maggie says, moved a scene to the first chapter, even though it's about a character that won't be seen for several more chapters. Now the time frame of the scenes is the same. You didn't like how it read as a flashback. Ah, okay. Yeah. Funky says, now we need a cat cake timer. Yes, you do need a cat cake timer. So that would be fun. A fun thing for Cat to make. All right, let's do another shorter. Let's do a 25. Let's do the. Do you want the Skeledog or the Black Cat? Excuse me. Oh goodness. Okay, do we want the cat or the dog? Cat says the cat cake timer will have to wait until you're done with the other things you're working on. Also understandable. Yes. I'm gonna have to blow my nose. So I'll do that when we get the timer up. Okay. Funky votes for cat because we've been talking about the cat cake.
Right.
Oh, why do I get an ad on my own channel? Okay, that's weird, but okay. All right, so third sprint. All right, 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders. Pay yourself. Yeah, it's not monetized that much. I think at the moment I only have the channel memberships, which I don't do, and the stickers. That's it. So I don't get money from ad revenue yet. Anyway, so 1, save. 2, sip. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. So here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How did we do? I did, again, really good. I am over 2,500 words, which is more than I needed. So I'm going to save it so I don't lose any of it. And I'm going to save this one too, because I might go back to this other one after the stream, but we'll see. So I got, where's my note? There it is. Plus, let's see what that is. 1,217 from the other document from this morning, plus 2856 is 4,073 for the day thus far. So if I continue to work, I do need to run to the store for an errand, but if I continue to work after, then I might be able to make a 5K Friday, which would be awesome. But we are gonna, that's gonna be after the errand is run situation. So I'm gonna save this yet again because, again, I'm kind of paranoid. And let me bring up the thumbnail for the poll. How'd you do? Also, yeah, I did get distracted by butterflies and carpenter bees and like things just sort of floating past, which is why I normally have my window closed during streaming times. Got to admit, like, my skin looks great in terms of lighting from this angle instead of just like the overhead light. But yeah, so maybe we'll do more window open streams depending on if the weather is good. But then I might get distracted by butterflies and stuff. Dealing with the specialty pharmacy makes me want to smack my head against the wall. Yeah. I called one of the pharmacies near here today because I was like, do we have any more information on getting vaccines? Because my parents got their COVID vaccine at the doctor. They got, no, not COVID. They got flu. Sorry, brain. They got their flu vaccine when we were at the doctor's on Monday. But they were waiting for the immunization council or something. Some committee / task force is meeting today. And in Georgia, in Georgia, you apparently need a prescription from a doctor at the moment to get the COVID vaccine, which I'm like, that's another step in the process that sort of like essentially destroys the point of immunization and creating herd immunity, or like the majority immunity. So yeah, anyway, so they're meeting today and decisions will be made as to whether or not the council recommends having the vaccine in place and recommending it to people, whether or not it will be by prescription only, whether or not they're going to do it, whatever they're going to do with it. And so then it'll probably be over the weekend that insurance companies will then decide based on that recommendation whether they're going to pay for it or not, or partially pay for it or not. So I've got to wait till probably next week to figure out not only the parents, but also myself, because I do not have a primary care physician in place. So I'll have to go into, there's like a teledoc, whatever thingy. So I might be able to get the prescription through the teledoc. We'll have to see with that. But it's just like dealing with pharmacies and insurance and doctors. I hate it. So I And it sounds like dealing with specialty pharmacy is probably even more of a headache. So, yick. I'm sorry. Stacy says, waiting for Carmen to get home now. Looks like her bus might be a few minutes early. Ooh, nice. Have a safe drive to the store and good luck on finishing 5K Friday. Yeah, it might be nice because it'll be my first 5K in a while, 5K day in a while. But yeah, so that'll be a nice thing to do if it headed into the weekend. Funky says, still editing work stuff. Yeah, work will do that. Kat says, I've had to talk to specialty pharmacy and your doctor multiple times, 2 days in a row. Hopefully they told you the correct thing that they need from the doc now because they told you the wrong thing yesterday. Ooh, yuck. Mom Maggie says the prologue is about two sisters escaping their mother and their aunt helping them find their half siblings. Ooh, first chapter starts with the MLI, male mother. What is MLI? Male leads something, or mother-in-law's car accident, and younger sister finding her. Something, male love interests car accident. Male love interest. Okay, there. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was trying to figure out if it was. I got there eventually, but yeah. Your insurance only covers one brand of vaccine, and you started on another type. You don't want to switch. Your body didn't react badly to it, which was unusual. Now you're paying out of pocket for your booster. Lovely. Lovely. Well, I'm glad you found one that your body does not react badly to. So there's at least that. Okay. Kat says, and pharmacy canceled the delivery of the meds that you were on because they wanted to fill for the meds that you're supposed to switch to, which is a biosimilar to your current one. But that still leaves you without meds, doesn't it? Okay. Okay. That's confusing and frustrating. All right. Let's go ahead and end the poll. We do have a winner today by a little bit. Not a huge amount, but by a little bit. Got to switch it over. So, which of these is our main character wanting as a reward? 44% of our main characters would like books, a cafe date, or a shopping spree, something of that regard, or that realm. 38% would want sweet treats or food. 13% would go for an outdoor adventure of some kind, and 5% would choose a nap or quiet time. Kat says, thankfully, I don't need your next dose until October 15th, but sometimes it takes a while for meds to get delivered, and you're on a schedule, so you need to make that schedule. Yeah. Hopefully what they have done is not going to mess with the timeline. Hopefully. But yeah, okay, let's go ahead and don't forget to save if you have not already done so. We are headed into we're now 19 days into September. This weekend is going to be 20 through 21. Again, new moon and equinox on Monday. So we will officially be in fall come Monday, which is exciting. Hopefully the temperature will also decide that it's in fall. All right, again, thank you very much for joining me and bearing with me for all of the chaos with the house stuff. And hopefully you have a lovely weekend. I will see y'all in the chats. If not, hopefully I will see y'all on Monday. All right, thanks and bye.